So Chip Ganassi, welcome.
Thanks, Danny. How are you?
Good, good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, so tell me your very first memory of the Daytona 500.
My first memory of the Daytona 500 was coming as a guest of STP. You know, I was already in IndyCar racing up in Indianapolis, and STP was a sponsor of mine. And a guy named Ralph Salvino and Jimmy Vogren and Harvey Duck, they invited me down to Daytona. And they had the only sponsor building on the inside of the racetrack there, and we would go hang out in their little building. And I got to meet Richard Petty and you know, Kyle Petty, and spent the weekend with all the activities associated with STP, and really a great entrance to Daytona. I want to say that was around 1980, 81 maybe, 80, 81, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Really a great experience.
Nice.
Yes.
Now tell me about your first Daytona 500 as a team owner.
Well, my first 500 as a team owner was 2001, and I'd gotten together with Felix, and what a great partner he is. And you know, I show up in the garage area. It was the old garage area, in fact, in 2001, and I was walking through the garage area there and standing on the back of his truck where they used to park the first 10 guys in points, you know, and I walked through there, and Dale Earnhardt standing at the end of his trailer. He's got a toothpick in his mouth, and I come walking by, and he goes, "Hey, Ganassi." I look at him, I go, "Hey, Earnhardt." And I kept walking by, and I'd not known him before that and everything. And that was the last thing I ever said to him, and you know, and then and unfortunately he was you know, involved in an accident a week or so later. So it was you know, that was my first 500 as an owner.
Wow. So in 2010, Jamie won the Daytona 500 for you. How did that feel as a team owner?
That was pretty special. I mean, that was you know, we had been second before with one or two other times. We've been second in the 500, and you know, and in those, you know, when you go into the lead on the last lap at Daytona, I don't know what the statistics are, but you know, when you go into the lead on the last lap, you're kind of almost a sitting duck, and at least you were, depending on the rules package in those days, you were a sitting duck. And I remember, you know, you have to have some friends there at the end, and you know, Greg Biffle came up behind us and you know, helped Jamie out quite a bit there, you know, going down the back straightaway, I remember. And you know, about the middle of three, Jamie started to pop out in front, and some other guys were getting jumbled up behind him, and there he was there for the win, and I was just completely stunned, to say the least, because we'd led the last lap, you know, 2 or 3 times, and you know, it was for naught.
Well, that's all you need to lead is the last lap, right?
Yes, and I'll never forget Johnny Morris from Bass Pro Shops and how excited he was and how excited we all were, and it was just a surreal moment.
So what was that like, you personally, like just during the race, you know, maybe 50, 60 laps to go, you were really in the running, and you knew you were like, well, if we don't get crashed, we're going to stay in the top 5. I mean, take me through mentally like what you were going through. Well,
You know, as a team owner, yes, you're just hoping in those races, you know, at the 450-mile mark, you're just saying to yourself, okay, we've come 450, now we only got 50 to go. On one hand, you know you have a car that can win, but the fact of the matter is there's any 15 cars that could win. So, you know, you just say, okay, we want to be in the right place at the right time. And, you know, with maybe 10 laps to go, you want to be in that mix, in that lead pack, so at least you have a shot at it. And then you throw in some green-white checkers and some yellows there, always in the last 10 laps. And you know, you want to come out on the right side of that. You can only ask to be in a position to win. And you know, but it's such a letdown when you don't win. I mean, let's face it. We won the Daytona 500 in 2010. I don't want to think how many times I lost it. So it's you know, it's a pretty humbling experience to be down there in February. You know, you just want to be, you know, near the front, and you're thinking about your points, and you're thinking about winning it. Winning it is, you know, anything else is a letdown.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Danny.
Chip Ganassi, team owner.
Hi, I'm Chip Ganassi. That was my first 500. You heard about it. Now let's hear about yours. #my first 500.